Advocating is now pushing for a particular change that you entirely want. Youth participation should just move from consultation to co-creation. And advocacy is a collaborative journey.
Hello, viewers. This is SEHub Podcast, Voices of Change. And today we have a very interesting topic, and it's all about awareness. And awareness, in this case, we are focusing on from awareness to action. And we shall also be focusing on how youth advocacy is shaping Kenya's sustainable future. So basically, it's just awareness, and we know that both in the political realm and also in the other aspects of life, we have got uprising in terms of advocacy. People do political advocacy, they do environmental advocacy, and many things. And to help us do that today, focus on that today, we have one of our guests who has appeared in one of our podcasts, and the very first podcast in this case, is called Brian Nayombe. And for that matter, he is an advocate, not an advocate by profession, but he is doing advocacy as a passion as well. And he's also a member of Safe Environment Hub, that is SEHub. And with that, he has been part of several engagements in the advocacy space, including the Green Empowerment Hub. We have the CASCADE, and also we have the Sheria Vijana, which is a youth program that is also focusing on advocacy. Brian Nayombe, karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this conversation. Actually, it's a huge honor on me to share around youth advocacy, to share also insights on how the youth advocacy is shaping this space we are in. I'm passionate around advocacy, especially on matters environment. I'm passionate also on matters food and nutrition space, and also a bit of also youth, because we know that the youths right now, we want to be involved. We want also to share on the tables, we want to be involved on the tables in the decision making, so that our voices and the community voices are amplified.
Speaking from being involved in the table, but let's look at the basics first.
Yes.
So when somebody say advocacy, from the basic definition, what does advocacy really mean for the common mwananchi? Because it looks like a huge one, because some people might confuse it with let's say the judiciary, because the advocates in the courts.
Yes.
But now for the basic, for the common mwananchi, what is advocacy?
Yeah, actually, advocacy is more or less influencing decisions, having facts, and being able to share, so that at least you influence decision. You are on the table. Most of the time when we talk about advocacy, people say that maybe it's streets, we are going to streets. No, but there are several ways in ensuring that our voices are amplified. All is targeted towards ensuring that at least we influence a particular thing. So maybe I can use an example, like we are championing for a certain thing. We are pushing for a certain policy to be included into the law, so that it can help the youths get whatever they want. Maybe the funding, or maybe the youths also want like to achieve a particular objective, and it should be data driven. Ensure that it should be data driven. So if I want my voice to be heard, if you want a decision to be made, or a direction to be achieved, we have to ensure that as the youths, we have to make sure that our voices drive a particular change. So that's the basic of advocacy. So you are going for you to achieve a particular thing, I have to influence, and my voices, and every voices has to be count. So in this case, youth are now on the table.
Great. Yeah, so from your talking, I've gathered that there's that element of advocating for and also being aware of. So just give a distinction between the two. You've given one, but now make it clear, a distinction between being aware of a problem, because for someone to advocate for something, of course, they have seen a problem somewhere, and now they want a change. So can you just distinguish between being aware of a problem and at the same time being an advocate for the change that is required?
Being aware of a problem is the know-how. This problem is affecting us. I have all the data that shows that this problem is affecting us. Advocating is now pushing for a particular change that you entirely want, or you feel like through the data it's showing you that if we take a particular direction, we might see the desired results or a particular change in the community or in the society. But if we leave it, maybe it has a particular impact that might not be good to the society. So in this case, maybe if I can use an example on the same, let's say youth are advocating for a particular increment of some fund to the green economy. So they will have to identify that. They have to give the evidence of why they need to do that. So I am first aware. If I am aware, meaning I have all the data, I know where the problem is, I know how it's arising, and what are the causes of that particular problem. So for me to come in and advocate, I have to make sure that I have all those figures before I go now and push for the change, the desired change that the community really wants. Because sometimes you realize that we have the change, we have the mind, we, we have the change that we need. But now that change, for it to be the change that we want, it must follow up through a particular processes. And it must come through the policies, it must come through the regulations. So we must have now to involve both stakeholders. So you must first, it's first of all an awareness where the youth have to make sure that they are acquainted with this problem. They know the challenge that is affecting them before I go and push for a particular change that I might want, that we intend for the society.
Great. Now, let's look at it from the political perspective, because we know that from the Kenyan perspective, we have our leaders.
Yes.
And we call them experts in a way, but I don't really buy that idea that they're all experts. But let's just leave it to people to decide. Because from our Kenyan system, we have those people who have been, the MPs, the members of parliament. We have the member county assemblies. We have the governors, and all of them are being elected by the people. In this case, we consider them as experts in a way. And most people, they have always left policy and governance to them, and especially the youth. So, but now there are some uprising in that area. So, what do you say to those people who have left the policy and governance to the quote unquote the experts, or maybe our leaders?
Yes.
They have left it in their hands. What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, first of all, actually, it's true that policies affect our lives. They are part of us, from education to jobs, from to food, nutrition, and also food nutrition, and also to the environmental protection. There are policies everywhere. There are policies, and in our setup and the constitution, we realize that the policies are domiciled at the parliament, where the parliaments are the policymakers. So everything is on them. Even if we are going to also advocate for something, we have to involve them, because they are they are the people who we've entrusted them through our ballots by voting them to represent us. So by representing us, they are representing the interest of the people, the interest of the community. But at some point, maybe they will make a decision that might not favor the community, or might not favor the way the people want. But now I have me as a person, we as the people, we as the youth, to make sure that at least whatever we want is now appearing on the table. So in this case, we entrust them, and that is their mandate. It's a constitutional mandate to make sure that at least our views, our voices are on the table. But now the challenge here comes in, where as a country, it's made up of the country. Majority of the population is the youth. But now we realize that the youth are not aware about the things that are happening. So these one now limits majority of youth engaging in the same. And there's that maybe assumption, some maybe there's a perception around the same. But now we need to empower the youth now also to get to know that this is their platform. It does not necessarily mean that me as a person, I need to be there, that it's only the policymakers who are supposed to make like the decision for us. Yes, they are supposed to represent us to make that particular decision. But we, the young people, are the ones who are having the realities. We have the realities on the ground. We are facing the realities at the moment. So they need, as they represent us, to speak from the angle that at least I know these youths from the youth. Their point of representation is knowing what the communities want to see or what the communities do want before they do their policies. We've seen youths doing memorandums. We use the youth changing up with the government before we call them experts and coming in on board. We realized that even during the 2024, the massive Gen Z protests that were there. So we realized that it came at a time and it shook some oligarchs or the political class, and it changed the conversation around the same. So we realized that that voice of the youth brought in what we saw, that we had even some experts being brought in on board from both, and that culminated into making of making of the broad-based government at the moment that we are witnessing. It's a collaboration, a working partnership between those in government and those in opposition. So you see, this one, it was a conversation that started by the youth, but now it made changes. It brought in changes. But now through that, it was through the streets. Yes, the experts are there. They are working. We don't call, there are those that are experts, maybe from the course, the experts, but they are representatives of the people because they are elected at the ballot. So it's an elective post. That's it's reviewed every 5 years, where everyone is judged or everyone is assessed based on what they intend to do the society, what they promised to do for the society. So if we are not delivering something or whatever they intended or that they said to the people will have again to revolve or will have to go against them, and they have to go ahead and choose their way. So the people, in this case, they have, yes, the experts are there, but also the people have a hand in all this, to make sure like things are running. We have to check the government, to put the government on toes. The youth need to engage in decision makings. They need to be at the table. So in all these conversations, the youth needs to be aware. So we need to involve more the youth because of their innovative minds. You see right now also the tech around is evolving quickly, and we need the youth perspectives to be involved on the table.
Great.
Yes.
So in short, for the youth that is now watching us, it's now upon the youth now to like get involved in every decision that is being made.
Yes.
That is in short what you said, right?
Yes, the youth needs to be involved because of their nature in their innovative minds. You see, every time youths are coming up with new ideas, new innovations on the market. So we need to involve them even more and more, and that's how we get the results, or we get to address the real issues that are affecting the people, especially in this case the youth.
Great. So let's look at it from the angle of your involvement in various programs that you as a person, as an individual, has been engaging.
Sure.
One of them being the Sheria Vijana, and this one involves, it focuses on empowering, engaging, and connecting young people to lead the twin green and digital transition in Kenya. So this is the Sheria Vijana.
Yeah.
So just from your end, could you please explain what the green and digital transition means from a simple term? The green and digital transition.
Actually, the green and digital transition is just has been just a tweaked word, and we thank that we've been involved in the Sheria Vijana under the Organizations for Africa, that consortium. There's a consortium, and there's a project that's running. So we are being involved as an organization. So me being part of the members participating in it, it's a good program. And green transition simply means those sustainable developments and sustainable developments, and in this case, they are aimed at protecting the natural resources. So that's just a green transition. And the digital is more of technology, leveraging technology and innovation to improve the processes, the livelihood, and the services. So it's just a word, a simple what I think from what we have been given. It's just a simple word, but just is leveraging on many things around to make sure like the youths understand. So we are engaging the youth, they are connecting with the youths also, so that at least the youths are engaged in initiatives that are supporting their livelihoods.
Great.
Yes.
So from that project, the Sheria Vijana, the youths are the majority as part of beneficiary, right?
Yes, from those we've engaged with, the youths are the majority.
Great.
And so, they form, because this is their project.
Great.
So they form the majority part of.
Now, why do you think the youth should be in the center of this project?
Youth at the moment are preparing, or they will inherit the outcomes of the decisions that are being made at the moment. Right now, as I've said, that the world is evolving rapidly in technology and innovation. We are in the era of the AI, and every youth is trying at least to look around and ensure like to look for solutions that are around the space for them to create at least a livelihood. And youth are bringing in fresh ideas, fresh perspectives, and creative solutions to the problems that have been in existence. So they are with their engagement, with their involvement in all these programs, it's just decisions for their tomorrows. So their today's decision is it's for their tomorrows. Like they will have the outcomes of today's decisions. So we need to really involved in this. And the project here, as we've been involved in them, they're just preparing us that to take more action, to take a step further into ensuring like at least we get to be involved in the decision making in every aspect regarding policies, but now in this regard, the green and digital transition.
Awesome. Now, okay, in Kenya, we have the youth unemployment as one of the biggest challenges.
Yes.
So, from your own understanding, can this green economy and digital transition now create some employment in that case? Because we understand that each and every year, universities and other institutions of learning, they churn out thousands of graduates who will be focusing on looking for jobs, and these jobs are scarce. So you find that in the long run, we have a big rates of unemployment, which increases each and every day.
Yeah, for sure it is. I'll say with the innovations around the green and digital transition, it's bringing in, it's showing us that the youths need to get involved. It's creating opportunities for the youths in the renewable energy. We have this installation. We have a number of youth groups around from across the country that are being involved in the space. Some are being involved in climate smart farming that's bringing income for them. Those are some of the spaces, and we are seeing that many youths are now getting involved even more and more. And also the waste management and the circular economy. So it presents also more opportunities. Youth are coming up with solutions. They are turning waste into cash, and we've seen even youth trying to innovate even solutions, trying to innovate even things out of those waste. There could be also things like environmental data collection and monitoring. So some youths are also involved in the same processes. And all these, the digital services, software enhancements, and the online entrepreneurship. As so many youths are coming in with social enterprises and also the green innovation. And it's creating an entirely new industries and greener path and career paths for majority of the youth. So youth need to diversify and get involved more in the green space, innovate more around the space, so that at least in the long run, we are getting to understand that we are getting to know that at least the youth get to have to at least earn a living out of this green economy. So it's presenting a unique way, and youths encourage youths to get involved even more and more, so that at least we are able to solve some of these challenges. We've seen so many groups that are employing fellow youths. There's seen more youths that have gotten even like the grants around there, and youths are doing great things. So we need to give them a space. We need to enlighten them through the space, and everything around the same is going to at least help in solving the youth unemployment that we are currently having as the economy.
I just want you to give one or two advice to any policymaker who might be watching this. What is your advice to them, especially in line with the digital transition and the circular economy for the future of Kenya?
Actually, maybe what I'll advise the policymakers is this: that youth participation should just move from consultation to co-creation. They need to involve more youth in the decision making. They just to make sure that at least youth are also participating in leadership, leadership and innovation, the decision making. It's we need to involve more the youth, because youths have the ideas. Youth are creating accessible and participation around the same. So we need to involve youths more in the space, and there have been a perception around the youth. Youth have been like branded as people who are disturbing most of the time. But now the youth, if you look at all the things that are happening, the youths are feeling like their voices or their demands are not being solved. Their voices are not being acted on. That's why we are seeing the anger in youths, and in everything the youths are doing. They are pressuring the government, the policymakers, to at least make some favorable policies that will enhance job creation. So we need the policymakers to support this youth as co-creators in every decision or in every aspect as they move on. They need to include youths in leadership position and the innovation phases. So youths are coming in with a crucial role, so that at least it's something that is now reshaping the country. It's now something that's reshaping the conversations. Things were not the way they are. So, but with the empowered youths, and we are seeing the levels of empowerment that are happening at the moment, we are seeing that more and more youths need to be involved in every process.
Awesome. So for policymakers, they need to like engage the youths.
Yes.
In all this, because the youths are coming with innovations.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So that's a bit about the Sheria Vijana. So let's delve into the Green Empowerment Hub, which now you are part and parcel
Sure.
as a member of Safe Environment Hub.
Yes.
So from your own, can you just give us the vision behind the Green Empowerment Hub as advocacy program?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe it's an impact program, yes, but
Yes.
also there are some elements of advocacy.
Sure.
So maybe you could give us some vision around that, especially in the area of advocacy.
Okay.
Yes, for the Green Empowerment Hub.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, Green Empowerment Hub is, I'll call it no-brainer because um, it's a program that has been designed to empower the youth and with practical skills and opportunities within the green economy. And it has been shaping. You realize that the youth are being equipped even with the digital skills to connect at least with the environmental sustainability and also with economic empowerment. We've realized that at least youths are coming in, communities that we are involving the communities. So it's an impact program in this case because it's touching the livelihoods at least of some people, of the people from this particular space. So the Green Empowerment Hub, for me, it's something that's a game changer, and we need to scale up. We need to show that at least it's helping. From the numbers, um, it shows us that we've seen so many cohorts come in, and many people are, in fact, the communities. They are coming in. They're trying to make new things. They're trying to utilize small spaces. In the era that we are in right now, we realize that we are having limited spaces. Maybe, in fact, it's hardly to get one. But if you have at least a particular space that you can have in and make sure that at least I am producing something that's aligned to the same. I'm solving a particular need for the community. It's something that's going to solve a lot. It's helping them economically. Once I have the skills, I can use the tools. I can use the skills to earn a living. So it's also boosting them economically. So Green Empowerment Hub is a game changer in my view, and it's a program that's going to uplift the young people, especially the young people. All this is aimed at touching the livelihoods of the cohort of the participants, and also improving their skills and giving them opportunities. And we've seen those who have left and who have finished our cohorts. Some have even started enterprises. Some are going into ensuring that they at least have social enterprises. So this program for me is a game changer, and it's one program that, if leveraged well or if adopted well around the communities, I think it's going to have greater impact. Yes.
Great. Talking of impacts and livelihoods.
Yes.
So, how important is it for advocacy efforts the way you are doing in the Green Empowerment Hub at Safe Environment Hub?
Yeah.
How is it important to be linked to the livelihood opportunities and economic empowerment?
Yeah, actually, through the skills development and entrepreneurship training, we are giving them those skills so that at least they the youths are it's a self-sustaining process. So it's once I give you the skill, you see you are going to make sure that I use this particular skill to earn a living, and that's the end goal of this particular project. And also through hands-on projects and demonstrations, we are having a lot of practical works and through mentorships and the networking, so that we can at least help them to connect with people and with also the industry leaders, so that at least they have at least something in their pocket to have. And also, when you talk about the opportunities around the same, we have so many opportunities that I have mentioned earlier in the space of climate smart agriculture. So we are seeing them involved, utilizing small spaces to at least get a living. Because we realize that I will not have maybe an acre or so. I just have that small piece of land. So how am I going to utilize this particular small piece of land to get more? or to get fresh produce? How am I, while also solving environmental issues? We're having a lot that's happening, including the taxes and life. There's increased costs of living. So to address all these challenges, youth must have at least something in the pocket to make sure like they run or they progress or they do. So by introducing them through this, we are touching them. You see, when the youth see this with like tangible benefits, they are saying they will get involved. Like what we are doing right now, you see, it's the community that's benefiting. When we are going even to do programs like helping them set up a particular, let's say, kitchen gardens in the same area, it's them owning.
Great. Yeah, so I believe that in this advocacy journey, it's not a one-man show where maybe a few people.
It's not.
So now let's tie it to the Green Empowerment Hub as well as the Safe Environment Hub fraternity.
Yes.
So, what role do you think partners and also collaborators play when it comes to the youth-led environmental policy activities? What role do they play? The partners and also other collaborators. What role do they play?
Actually, this I'll say advocacy is a long journey, and advocacy is a collaborative journey. And through working together, I believe working together, you can attain greater results on the same. We are more than 40 organizations that are coming together.
We can say in Swahili, umoja ni nguvu.
Umoja ni nguvu.
Unity is strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so now from your own perspective,
sure,
you being in the advocacy space and also in all these other programs,
yes,
how do you see the future in the next like 5 years, especially in the advocacy space? What's your vision on the same?
Actually, I see more involvement with the youth in the space, in the decision making. Youths have woken up and they're taking up the spaces, and youths are now ready to go all the way. They are creating solutions out of nothing. There are many problems, and youths are coming up with solutions. And we are going to see a youth-led nation. In the space, right now, a lot of empowerment is happening. Youth are being told, youth are being encouraged to turn up and make sure that they occupy these particular spaces courageously. So now youths are now stepping up, and we're encouraging that youths should step up. And in the next 5 years to come and the years to come, the youth will have occupied those spaces, and they'll be making even clever decisions in whatever they are doing. We are seeing that youth are using more and more of data to make their decisions. They are following up on the data. They are questioning the government with the data. So it's something encouraging.
Great. Now, I understand that you've been also engaged in the food system and the nutrition policies, especially through the CASCADE Project, which has been implemented by the Care Kenya and also by GAIN.
Yes.
Yeah, so in that space, of course, there's also elements of advocacy that are taking place, a lot of it.
Yes.
And in your own opinion, why should young people care about food systems and nutrition policies from an advocacy perspective?
Sure. Actually, on regarding the food systems, food systems affects our health, productivity, and even our economic well-being. So for us being involved in the space, it's something that we really need to ensure that at least we participate in more. Poor nutrition impacts our education and employment outcomes. So we need to advocate for good nutritional policies. So it's something that has been given limited visibility or limited energy or limited focus on the same. And we encourage that the young people who are the future consumers, who are the future producers, who are the future entrepreneurs, and the policymakers to also come in strongly, in the space and ensure that at least we we ensure that our voices also make change in the nutritional and food aspects, in the food system space.
Great.
Yes.
So wrapping up on the CASCADE project,
Yes.
and my question is that what insights have you gained so far from the CASCADE project regarding the relationship between environmental sustainability, agriculture, and nutrition? The experience that you've gained so far, because I understand it was a 3-year project, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
first of all, I'll say nutrition, agriculture, and environment sustainability are interconnected. So it's a space that requires a coordinated approach, and it's a space that requires all of us to ensure that at least we have the sustainability aspect, and also the healthy ecosystems will support healthy diets. So if we advocate for something, we are championing towards having safe foods. We are championing towards ensuring that we have enough food, but of good quality and nutritional aspects. So the learning from the cascade just strengthened in the way we look at in the way we look at the nutrition aspects. It was an eye-opening program, and that we need also to address also the policy solution around the environmental, economic, and even the social factors simultaneously.
great.
Yeah.
I'm also learning from you as well. So maybe my takeaway from your explanation is that all these are interconnected. We have the environmental sustainability, agriculture, and nutrition.
Yes.
All of them are interconnected.
Yes.
So we can't focus on one and leave the other.
We cannot.
Yeah. So thanks so much for that.
Yes.
Now, as we are headed to the tail end of this podcast, let's go to the segment of the quick fire.
Yes.
So as usual, you know how it goes. You give me one answer based on the question that I'll be asking. So my first one now is one word that best describe youth advocacy.
Empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yes.
Okay. Why empowerment?
Empowerment because I'll say it will take awareness on the same, and we need the youth to know that these things exist, and they need to be in the table to make decision making, and they need also to have something in the pocket for sustainability. And an empowered youth will have to think differently from the same.
Great.
Yes.
Now my second one is one policy issues every Kenyan youth should pay attention to.
I'll say youth employment.
Youth employment.
And also the green economic opportunities.
Great.
Yes.
One skill every young advocate should develop. Young advocate, not the court advocate, but the advocacy area.
Yes, in the advocacy area, the skill that young people should develop, I'll say communication.
Communication.
Sure.
All right. Okay. One thing that gives you hope for Kenya's future.
The number of people, the number of youth people being that are actively involved in the solutions in the communities. You see right now, everyone is coming in. Every youth is trying to come up with at least something unique around the community to solve a particular community problem. So that one is quite commendable, and I'll encourage at least youths to keep on the scene.
Great. Yeah. And finally, or lastly, yes, that's one message that you can tell the young people listening today.
Okay, I will say that the youth voice really matters a lot, and they should not wait for permission to be granted to make a difference.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah. So back to our viewers, we've understood that advocacy is not all about creating awareness, but in this case, it involves influencing decisions and also creating opportunities and also transforming communities. So that was from our dear brother here, Mr. Brian Nayombe. Yes. And we've highlighted on the projects that he has been part of, which is more of advocacy, the Sheria Vijana. We have also the Green Empowerment Hub, and also lastly the CASCADE Project, which was facilitated by the GAIN and also the Care Kenya. And maybe your last take before we close it up.
Actually, to the viewers, what I'll say is we take up the opportunity. The space is growing, and we, the youth, since we have the numbers, we need to take up the opportunity. This is something that we should not do it as a gamble, but we need to be part of the decision making. We need to take up these spaces. We need to even take the leadership positions. We need to step up and take the leadership positions. So in this, it's all this is aimed at improving the societies and the well-being. So the future we want will not happen by chance, but it will happen because the young people chose to actively shape it.
It can be summarized as from action, from awareness to action.
Yes,
you be aware and then you take action.
Yes, sure.
So all the injustices that you find or maybe you experience in your local area, in the country, of course, sure, you are aware of them. But now what remains, what will make the difference is for you to take the action.
Sure.
And with that, I want to thank all the viewers of this podcast. Thank you for being resilient and continue interacting with the podcast as well, and also give your suggestions on the topics that we could also discuss. So with that, thank you so much, Mr. Brian.
Thank you so much.
And for the viewers, until next time, thanks so much. Bye bye.